Hey DragonCon, Crispy here in the Marriott again for our 30th anniversary, and our friend Katee's here. Katee, thanks for making it out.
Absolutely, for sure. Thanks for having
me. We are excited to have you here. Now, you've done the show a couple of times now, I think?
Once before.
Once before, all right. That's what I thought. I'm like, it's an established face, so at this point.
Yeah, so I think 4 years ago or 3 years ago I came to
awesome.
DragonCon.
What does it lived up to what you remember from that time?
It has. They've actually moved the Walk of Fame into a different, like...
Oh, so when you were here, we were back in the other hotel area.
I don't know where it was. I just know that at one point I got so hot in there and started to overheat that they actually put me in the refrigerator, the walk-in fridge. They shut me in the walk-in fridge.
But Katee on ice there.
And I saw the Diet Coke and I just grabbed one.
Oh, while you're there.
I was like, while I'm here.
Don't mind if I do.
I know.
That's wonderful, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's definitely been a few years, though.
Yeah, so it's been a few years.
So fresh kind of coat of paint on everything.
Yeah.
And you've been here a few days now. Have you been having a good time? Like, what kind of stuff you've been up to?
I have. I haven't actually had time to go see anything.
Fair.
But there's been some pretty amazing costumes that I've seen.
That have been like walked up to you. What's been like the coolest costume you've seen come up to you so far?
The coolest thing that I've seen is that was very Battlestar-esque, and a woman who's due to like give birth in 12 days. And I think the only reason the doctor cleared her to come was because they're closer to their hospital now at DragonCon
than if they would be at home.
So
well, that's awfully convenient there. That's really cool.
12 days, but she's big.
Yeah.
Because she's all belly, and she painted it the mandala from Battlestar Galactica. And
that's really awesome.
And so I was like, can I touch it and tweet it and take a photo, please?
I'm going to put that out there. Are you totally okay with that?
I am, because I've never seen anything like that.
That's really cool. That's one thing I've seen. I've seen people do, like, Pokemon's big right now. So I've seen the Pokeballs.
Huge.
Are you a Pokemon player in your free time?
No, but my boyfriend's children are pretty obsessed with Pokemon. And, you know, we can't argue with it because they're actually communicating. And now they want to go to dinner with us. It's amazing.
Yeah, we're going to go catch the Pokemon at the restaurant.
Right, because they want to go to the restaurant and, like, they'll drop a lure sometimes.
Right.
And so we've embraced Pokemon, and we've turned it into like a learning experience. Like, how can we have Pokemon be positive?
Right.
And you know, it's actually turned into a beautiful thing, and so we're quite happy. I do not understand it.
That's totally okay. I've never played a Pokemon game before this mobile app came out. And my fiance and I, we totally dove in. And I'm like, look, now let me buy these other games and play those. And I've totally
I read this article that said that there's like this small town in like some Vermont, maybe? I don't remember exactly, but New Hampshire, maybe. But there's a small town that it's a perfect spot for Pokemon or for Pokego, because there's a river, there's a freeway, there's like tons of small restaurants, and it's historic.
That sounds just wonderful to go to anyways.
It's like for the town, it's like a worst case scenario, because they said that there's no stoplights in the town, and now there's traffic to pick their kids up from school.
Oh, wow.
And there's like people walking into the middle of the street, and like, so they've actually had to it's been great for the businesses, but they've actually had to increase their police force.
Right.
Yeah, because people are like
they're just showing up in swarms now.
In the morning.
We have a lot of parks here in Atlanta where I would drive by and be like, oh, hi, people I've never seen in this park before.
People playing Pokemon.
Yeah,
there's this park by us that is not the safest place in the world to hang out, but now it's been inundated with Pokego. And so I feel like everyone's...
Maybe it's a little safer?
It's safer now, because everyone's sort of like...
So the takeaway that Pokemon is making the world a safer place after all?
And now they made it so, pedophiles can't play, so it's probably a good thing.
That's probably a good thing, yeah.
So there's a good thing.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you're not doing that, then is there anything particular that you are doing, like a gaming television show? What's your fandom? What's your geekiness? You got to have something.
My geekiness is so not... I mean, y'all might think it's geeky, but to me it's not. I just collect vinyl.
That's amazing.
I'm obsessed with vinyl. Everywhere I go, I look for it.
How many pieces are in your collection right now?
Probably 300.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I love it. And there's a few records I can't find, and it's like a search thing. Every town I go into, I find a record store.
Find the short, right.
And I try to see if they have the records that I'm missing. And
is there something particular that you were looking for that you just stumbled into, like a random shop somewhere, or any a cool surprise with the vinyl?
I found some pretty amazing Beach Boy records.
Oh goodness, yeah.
In Brisbane,
like
Australia.
Pet Sounds and things like that. Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah. In Brisbane. Like just walked into this little tiny. No, it's actually in the Gold Coast of Australia, and or the Orange Coast. The Gold Coast? No, the Orange Coast is in Florida, right?
That
the
sounds
Gold
right.
Coast. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And it's called Beatniks. And I walked in. I was like, that looks like. I was looking for a place to get a pedicure.
All right. While walking for a pedicure, come out with vinyl.
I found, Beach Boys records.
That sounds like an amazing time. Like I grew up a huge Beach Boys fan, and yeah. That was a huge part of my life. Like I remember my father buying me a tape. He's like, "Hey, I'm like 8 at the time." He's like, "So you like Beach Boys? Here's their greatest hits." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, Dad. I don't think I like Beach Boys anymore. Like breaking is hard." So ever since, like even at 8 years old, I'm like, "All right, no, really, I'm gonna find a way to make this better."
Who are you most obsessed with music-wise? Do you
For
have
me?
like a freak out?
It depends because I'm from Nashville and we have a lot of crazy music in this town.
Yeah.
And so like for the last few years, like the Muse has been a current obsession of mine for like live performances and like fits and things like that.
Yeah.
But if you're talking like old school, like the one artist that helped me through a lot was like Tom Petty.
Tom Petty's amazing.
Was a huge thing for me.
I've never seen Petty actually.
I saw him once and it was a crazy time.
Yeah.
So
mine's Springsteen. The first record I ever owned was Born in the USA. And I've seen him at least like 24 times now.
That sounds amazing.
I'm obsessed with him. He sweat in my mouth once, and at first I was like slightly disgusted, and then I realized that
that's the boss's sweat right there.
I had a tiny piece of Bruce, and I would take the boss with me for the rest of my life and pass it on to my child.
That's quite the inheritance, I suppose.
So I guess
You're
that's
part
my
Bruce.
thing, right?
Yeah.
You're part Bruce. I might name my child Boss.
That could be an interesting way to turn that.
I'd be like, maybe he's got some Bruce DNA in him.
Yeah, it's entirely possible.
My tiny sweat drop.
And just continue to like just pad that on, and then for years be like, it's not a big thing.
Why did you name your kid Bruce? Well,
it's a weird story, but roll with me on this one. It's fun. So from Bruce to Pokemon, it's been quite the journey, and I know you're super busy this weekend. I don't want to keep you too much longer, but my friend Randall here does want to ask you a random question from the bucket if you're interested.
Okay.
So dive on in.
I'm like totes jealous of Randall's shirt though.
Why? Are you a big Star Wars fan as well?
A little bit. I might like heart.
Are you super excited for Rogue One?
No.
No? Because people are either on the love it or hate it side.
No,
so
it feels like, listen, I'll watch it. I'll go see it in theaters.
It's Star Wars.
Like, it's Star Wars. But I'm a little like, what?
It threw me off. I'm excited. I'm in the excited camp. Because when they first announced it, like, I'm not big on biopics.
Me either.
Because I'm like, I would rather just see a fictional story and be done for that. So when I heard about that, I'm like, we know how this ends.
Because hasn't this story been done?
Not like, on screen necessarily.
But we know how it ends.
Yeah, we know how it ends. So it's like maybe, but as stuff comes out, and Gareth has talked about like there's a lot of Kurosawa and like the influence of like, all right, you have my attention. And that first trailer, I was like, no, you've won me.
It's the closest. Clone Wars is going to be the closest that I ever get to Star Wars.
Wow.
Unless JJ is like listening and wants to throw a freaking bone.
Do it? Maybe.
JJ.
No pressure. Well, maybe it'll happen. It's a cool universe. So.
You never know.
So again, Randall is a good little tangent here.
All right.
He is really excited for this question.
Are you excited, Randall?
He's stunned with silence.
All right.
All right.
If it's a bad one, I'm putting it back.
That's fine.
What fictional place would you most like to visit on a holiday?
Oh.
All right.
It's a really good one, guys.
Yeah. I don't know what fictional place.
I guess would it be a real holiday at a fictional place, or a fictional place and their fictional holiday?
I don't know. I want a transporter. Like I would actually like to say, beam me up, Scotty.
All right.
To go anywhere.
Okay.
Because then I could go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like I could be like, I want to go to Narnia for a second. And then maybe I want to go hang out in Fern Gully.
Hang out with Batty.
Right.
And all of that.
Right, exactly. I would maybe like to do that.
So you just want lots of options. There's a lot of locations.
I don't discriminate. I like to be able to like change my plans and not commit to one thing fully.
That's fair.
So I think that I would do that.
So we're gonna get you with the transporter, and then the sky is the limit at that point.
I'm gonna need that, because once that's created, that's gonna be the bomb. Could you imagine?
The travel is gonna be incredible. It's no longer to tubes and things like that, like we jokingly imagined. It's like, yeah, we're just there now.
I know, right? We're just, it's just there.
And it would definitely make traveling for a lot of the stuff a lot easier, I would hope.
Although in the new Star Trek movie, have you seen the new
Beyond
Star Trek?
one? Yeah, yes.
Have you seen the world that he attacked?
Oh, the station ship there at the end?
That was literally like an Earth inside of a bubble?
Yeah, it was almost, not like quite like a Dyson sphere design, but just like an encapsulated space.
An encapsulated space with air in it that keeps you alive, that's just floating in space.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
All right. Well, we're going to get you some tickets to go there then. How about that?
I could be beamed up by Scotty.
Yes.
You never know.
The Simon Pegg as well.
I'll put this back in, right? Simon Pegg.
Listen to this woman. How cool. So, Katee, thank you so much for making it out to DragonCon.
Thank you.
This has been absolutely delightful.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you so much. And
for sure.
And with DragonCon, hope you guys have a great time.
Bye, guys.
Go find Katee. Thank you.